let's talk racism in America, right? Is America racist? Now, this is I gotta quickly just say, if you guys don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he works for TPUSA, which they're a little obnoxious sometimes, I will admit. But Charlie is pretty on point with a lot of the things, and he's having an argument with. No, I don't want to say an argument because he doesn't really argue. He just kind of like, I don't want to say shouts louder, but because he doesn't shout, he's got his way about like, well, let me just debunk that in my way, boom, and debunk it. What do you got to say? And he's at this college. And this woman is saying, you don't understand. She's a black woman. She's saying, you don't understand what it's like to be hunted on this college campus. And he's like, you're not hunted. Like, there's no...
You're in college saying that you're hunted on a college campus. Do you know how privileged you are to be in college?
Well, if anything, you probably have guys trying to sleep with you, and if that's like
kind of hunted, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's probably what it is. I mean, if anything, but you being black, that doesn't mean you're being that. There's no proof of that, and Charlie alludes that and says it and talks about it. He's like, we live in the most non-racist, most diverse country on the planet in the history of human beings, and it's true. And then he calls CJ Pearson. Do you know who CJ Pearson is?
Yeah, he's the younger guy, right?
Yeah.
He used to be like a kid, and now he's an adult, I believe.
Let me just pull up.
He's pretty good.
Dude, he is on point. He calls out a lot of people. I just got his Twitter handle here. CJ Pearson. He's a host, uncensored podcast, Republican strategist, and University of Alabama. This guy is so on point. Charlie Kirk's like, hey, you know what, CJ? Hey, can you come here? I want to ask you, are you hunted? And it turns out he goes to that school, and he's like, no, I don't feel hunted at all. This is victim mentality. This is people trying to maintain being a victim to have something to blame for their own inadequacies or lack of wanting to get out there and do something. And he's like, I work hard for what I've got. I'm honored to have what I have, and I'm working hard to have an awesome life. And it's like, yes, CJ, awesome. This dude is so on point. Now I would love to have him on my show. But look at this. Look at this. This is a real article from 538. Why racist white voters often favor black Republicans. Oh my gosh. Okay,
does that make no sense?
Can we break that down real quick? Can we just talk about that real quick?
What is this, man? What? If you're racist, you don't favor black people ever. That's not how it works.
And we're gonna read this because what? But let's break this down. Why racist white voters often favor black Republicans? If people were really racist, would they? If they were racist, would they want the people that they were supposedly racist against making the laws for them, or not really making the laws? Because that's not what politics are supposed to be for. They're not supposed to make the laws. They're supposed to make sure that, you know what I mean? That that's another conversation. But the people in power, right? Why would they want to vote for these people if they were really racist at all? I mean, and now they're talking about Winsome Sears, who just won she was the first black lieutenant governor of Virginia, and they're not even talking about it. They're ghosting. No, they're doing much worse. They're calling everyone racist for voting for her. How dare you vote for a black Republican? Oh my God. Don't you know she's an Uncle Tom? Come on.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
What world? That's because racist does not mean anything. I said this last time. It means nothing. It actually means it actually means freedom-loving Americans that have proud to be American ringtones. That's what racism is. That's what white supremacy is. It's to them. They've made this weird. Their worldview is over here, and they've labeled it racist, but it's not. They just hate America. That's what it is. Exactly. And it's clear because anytime a black candidate comes up, they're racist. They're an Uncle Tom. They're trying to be white, and everybody that votes for him are secretly white supremacists that hate black people. It doesn't make any sense. It
It
makes,
makes
no
no
sense.
sense. Let's read it. Let's get to the root of this. All right. So this is from 538. Why racist white voters often favor black Republicans. Let's hear it. Let's hear it from these
I
guys.
wonder what the argument is.
Let's hear it. So, of course, can white voters who back a black candidate still hold racist beliefs and views? That question has come to the fore in the wake of Glenn Youngkin's gubernatorial victory in the bluish, purple now, I'm rather purple,
Hey, come
or
on.
red, bluish state of Virginia. Conservatives were quick to counter claims that Youngkin's win represented the effectiveness of stoking racial fears with results from Virginia's down ballot election for lieutenant governor, a contest where Republican candidate Winsome Sears made history by becoming the first black woman elected to statewide office in Virginia. The Wall Street Journal editorial board, for example, emphatically mocked the notion that voters called white supremacists elected a black lieutenant governor. Conservative commentators on Fox News and Twitter, including Sears herself, also used the historic victory as an ostensive shield against accusations of Republican racism. Now, let me just
Not a shield, it's fact.
let me just put a pin in that real quick. They were so racist that the Democrats had to fake it. They had the Tiki Torch group show up at Youngkin's
That's right.
bus wearing this garb that I guess is an outfit, Halloween costume for white supremacy with a tiki torch from Charlottesville, the whole Charlottesville thing, which that's a whole nother conversation. But they faked it. A country, a county, a area so racist that they have to make stuff up, and now they have to defend that it isn't racist even when she gets elected. Yes, that is there. They're not racist.
How dare they not vote for our white guy? Those racists.
Yeah, what?
How dare they voted for this black woman of, that was a veteran and loves America. That's what it really is. That's where it is.
Maybe they've never heard of the term meritocracy. Maybe Winsome Sears got the job because she talks about how she cares about parental rights. She cares about the students being taught proper things in school, keeping people's gun rights because they should keep them because it's written in our Constitution. Did you ever even listen to Winsome Sears speak once? None of them did. Not one of them. They saw white people voting for a black woman and going, they must still be racist. That's what they ran with.
We're gonna fit this into our agenda square. How do we? This is a circle. How do we fit that? I don't know. Let's just do it anyways.
Just
you think they would put it down?
Let's just cut it up into pieces.
You think they would put it down at some point, but they can't. I think they're so far into down this trail that they can't turn around and say, "Hey guys, we're not as racist as we all have been saying for the last 4 or 5 years, 6, 7, 8, however long, like a decade at this point." We can't go back and say that we aren't as racist. Sure, there's some issues possibly, but it's really hard to find those issues because they're so muddied around. Because they cannot turn around. They have
they find them. They find them when they make it up.
Right? Yeah, they have to make it up. But
they got to make it up.
So many of those things.
Then there was that patch
swastika that's on the bathroom.
The brand new patch that was like sitting in front of the media event at the last Youngkin rally. There was this picture, white supremacists at the Youngkin rally, and it was like this brand new patch on, and it was like it wasn't a Confederate flag. People were saying actually it's like some sort of Virginia flag. And it was like, there's no proof of anything. That's a brand new patch. The people that wore those patch, they've had those jackets for like 30 years. All right. They're dirty. They're muddied up. They're not brand spanking new, sitting in front of the media tent like a freaking photo op to show racism somehow. Ridiculous.
Democrats.
I just saw 1776 viewers, which is kind of dope.
Hey, I like that.
Looked over and saw that. I was like, that's pretty cool.
It's a perfect number.
Pretty cool. Let's smash that like button. All right. If you guys haven't smashed that like button, let's smash it. Look, I'm not going to finish reading this garbage. The problem with this
it immediately like fell right off the cliff. Like when you started reading it, just
I'm not going to read the rest of it because I just want to say the problem with this kind of stuff is those people that we were talking about earlier that aren't watching the Rittenhouse trial, that are just being told that he's racist, that he wanted to kill people and all this stuff, they believe that and don't care to have their worldview change because they believe it. They're set in stone. They're told, this is what we believe. All right, cool. I'm running with that narrative. It's the same thing here. Oh, America's racist. Okay, cool. I'm running with that narrative. America's racist. You're racist because you're white. You're held down because you're not white. That's the way it is. It's like they believe anything that they're told, and that's really the problem. There's people that are going to read this and go, yep, those white voters, they're still racist because they voted for that black person. Like, yeah. Of course. No. How do we change that? How do we get to those people? Right?
Get rid of Twitter. Social media.
Rid of
I
Twitter.
think that's what it is. Like, it's
get rid of social media completely. That's not happening.
Weird.
That won't ever happen. We can't do that.
It's just like this is digging into your own. I will not listen to any facts whatsoever. If you tell me any facts, I'm gonna tell you that you're a white supremacy. You know, it doesn't. I don't know what you do. What do you do with Twitter?
I don't know, man.
I think you just kind of go for the people that are in the middle, that are on the fence. You know,
I like Twitter. I do. I like Twitter. I do. I like it.
I do for like it's like a double-edged sword. It creates a kind of mentality of, if you don't agree with me, I don't need to talk to you because there's a million other people I could be talking to. And if you have anything against my opinion, you're not in front of me, so I can just go block, bye, you're gone.
Yeah, true.
It's not a good mentality, but I do like it for the networking. Like we've connected over Twitter. I've connected with a bunch of other friends that way. So it's like a double-edged sword. It sucks. That's what social media both ways.
Sorry, there's so many. All right, there's many people that have been
flooding in. They're flooding in.
I just wanted to show that.